And welcome to Elland Road, absolute bedlam here, a capacity crowd of some 24,000, and of course mainly Leeds fans. Well, the last time Rangers played here in 1968, 50,000 people crowded into the ground, paying a grand total of £17,100. Well, you can be sure that the gate receipts are much greater this evening. It really is a terrific atmosphere. And certainly there are some Rangers fans in the crowd, but I would imagine they're keeping reasonably quiet. It's reckoned about 1,000 fans travelled. People were outside looking for tickets, which were going on sale for up to £150 per time. So there's the Leeds United team. They've lost David Batty because of injury. He's been replaced by David Rocastle, who was signed at the start of the season from Arsenal. And Eric Cantona is preferred to Rod Wallace, who's on the bench. So just the one change from the starting lineup at Ibrox Stadium. But there's no doubt that Batty will be missed, because he certainly lets the other midfielders get forward. And Dale Gordon coming into the Rangers side, starting his 8th game of the season, 25 years of age, and signed from Norwich for just over £1 million. Of course, he was a sub in the Skull Cup final recently. And there's the Rangers lineup. Just that one change, like Leeds United. Dale Gordon, as I said, in for Trevor Steven, of course, with the 3-foreigner rule. Peter Hausch has had his injuries. Walter Smith has decided on Dale Gordon. Aleksey is on the bench. So there's the way Rangers will line up. And Gordon will take the wide position that normally Trevor Steven has. Of course, Dale Gordon played the whole 90 minutes against Motherwell at the weekend. There are the two sets of substitutes now. Aleksey is on the Rangers bench. Of course, he played a stunning role in that weekend match. He was in terrific form. And of course, Rangers bringing in a few of the younger players as well. The referee, Aleksey Spirin from Russia, who's been banned by his own association for 2 months because of mistakes made, but UEFA standing by him. Well, the crowd noise tells it all as the Battle of Britain Part 2 is just about to get underway. The referee checking with his linesman Eric Cantona there alongside Lee Chapman. So the match underway, and of course the prize tonight is a mighty one, financially and in every other way. So an early touch there for Andy Gorham, who of course will be so important to Rangers tonight. He's managed 10 shutouts in 20 games so far. It was Hateley getting an early touch there to Durant. Now it's David Robertson. Gary McAllister, who of course struck so early on the first leg, finding his fellow Scot, Gordon Strachan. Strachan rode down by the crowd, trying the early shot there. It comes off Dale Gordon though, and then comes David McPherson for Rangers. Hateley's in there, and the throw goes Rangers' way. Hateley involved there with Chris White.
Yeah, I think little Gordon Strachan there fancy doing what Gary McAllister did in the first leg at Ibrox, but wasn't one of his better efforts. Rather ambitious.
And an early free kick now to Rangers. Well, no doubt Rangers would love to achieve what Leeds did in that match a couple of weeks ago. An early goal would mean so much to them. Ali McCoyster, of course, with 28 so far this season. How he'd love to score here this evening. So it's David McPherson lofting it in. Richard Duff's up there. Fairclough getting a touch. Robertson sends it in, cut out though by McAllister. Rocastle sending it through. That's a great ball to Cantona. He has the pace. Andy Gorham managed to stop him there. John Brown came in as well, with the Leeds fans are roaring, but Andy Gorham did well. But what a terrific ball that was through to Eric Cantona. And already Leeds showing what a threat they carry. The offside flag goes up there.
Yeah, it was a fabulous through ball here by David Rocastle, but question marks about the Rangers' defence here. John Brown and David McPherson letting Cantona in between them, and a terrific block here behind.
By Mark Hateley, his 9th goal of the season.
Absolutely no chance. Turns, whips in a great left-footed shot. A dream start for Rangers.
Well, now Leeds have it all to do. That's exactly what Walter Smith said he wanted when I spoke to him yesterday. If only Rangers could make that kind of start. So Leeds United 0, Rangers 1. Still a long way to go in this match, but that really should settle Rangers. So Rangers now leading 3-1 on aggregate.
Well, that's absolutely stunned the crowd here, as did Gary McAllister's first minute strike at Ibrox, because there was an absolutely electric atmosphere in here. It's all gone very quiet.
Mark Hateley, who had a quietish game in the first leg, he had been toiling with injury problems. Certainly a lot of people didn't know about that, but there's Lukic now. And you really wonder what's going through his head. Of course, he made the mistake at Ibrox that allowed Rangers back into the game. This is Ian Durant now. There's some work deep in his own half, and he wins the throw-in. Well, Mark Hateley was always going to be an important player for this tie. Now he's won 25 caps for England, and I'm sure he really savoured that moment. Aimed at Hateley. Gary speeds in there. It's knocked on by Rocastle. There's no flag against Cantona, but good play there by the Rangers goalkeeper. Gorham reacted quickly, but still the danger not properly cleared. This is Gordon Strachan. Well, John Brown went for it there, hesitated, and it's Richard Gough who provides a cover. Now it's Robertson. Turned there by Fairclough. Good play by Ian Durant, but running into a bit of trouble there. And David Rocastle. It's through to Cantona. Well, that's 3 times he's managed to beat the offside situation. This man is going to be a danger tonight.
Well, that's 2 of those situations to me, Jerry. He looked certainly in an offside position there, and the Rangers defender's furious with the linesman. I can understand why.
Well, the ball goes out of play for the throw to Leeds United. Well, they had to make a mighty effort against Stuttgart in the last round, and of course they won by 4-1 here before going on to the playoff in Barcelona. So that's 6 minutes gone. Rangers leading by a 1-0. Mark Hateley after just 2 minutes of the game.
It's important that Rangers don't sit back in this lead, because if you invite Leeds United onto you, they can put you under tremendous pressure, particularly if they get into wide areas and using the aerial strength of Chapman and Cantona, as Stuttgart found in the last round.
So Rangers playing in the 155th European tie tonight. They're 61st in the European Champions Cup. And of the previous 60, they've won 29, lost 23 and drawn 8. Rangers trying to get forward again, but the offside flag went up there. Mark Hateley straying into an offside position. What a hero is to the Rangers fans tonight. This is Strachan trying to get forward. Gordon helping out. McPherson clears it, looking for McCoist. He's out jumped there by Newsom. Gary McAllister and Stuart McCall, well, 2 Scotland teammates, but in different colours tonight. John Brown got the touch there. It was Dale Gordon sending it forward. It's returned by Dorigo, picked up now by McAllister. Good running by McAllister. And Gough cutting out the danger inside the 6-yard area. Well, what a chance Rangers have now. They're going through to the Champions League. Must remain calm. There's Hateley back helping in defence. Gordon Strachan getting a little touch. This is Dorigo. Headed down by Chapman. Robertson reacts quickly. Ali McCoist leaving it there to Ian Durant. Through now to McCoist. Hateley's racing through the middle. Still McCoist. And the ball dips behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, nice little ball being done there into Ali. Decided to have a go at the defenders. He'd maybe have been a little bit better off than just sliding that one into Dale Gordon, or in fact playing a 1-2 with Dale Gordon. Never really caught the shot at all.
So Ali McCoist there. Well, if he can nick another one tonight, it really would give Rangers a terrific chance. And the only game he's failed to score in recently was the Skull Cup final. Here come Leeds now. It's McAllister. It's headed on there by Cantona. No one to take advantage. Wilkinson, the Leeds manager there, with plenty to think about. Well, Rangers certainly not sitting back, pushing forward at every opportunity. And both managers saying that before the match, that they expected it to be played in the same kind of manner, the same type of spirit as the first leg was at Ibrox Stadium, when there were no bookings, despite it being billed as the Battle of Britain. Some players will have to look out though for yellow cards tonight. Mikhailichenko, Durant and Ferguson all have yellow cards against their name. And Dorigo there, he's one of the Leeds players who has a booking. So too does Speed. And Carl Shutt, who's on the bench. So whoever goes through tonight, obviously another booking for any of those players, and will miss out in the next game. But it's all about tonight. And of course, tremendous financial package awaiting the winners. Manchester United, for instance, made almost £6 million from winning the European Cup Winners' Cup a couple of seasons ago. And that's the type of money on offer to the winners tonight. So a free kick awarded against John Newsom. There is foul on Ali McCoist. So 10 minutes gone here at Elland Road. Leeds United 0, Rangers 1. Mark Hateley after a couple of minutes. Here come Rangers again. And David Robertson losing out to Rocastle. This is Chapman. Gary Speed. Cantona, who's certainly carrying a threat. John Brown is in there with them, and Rangers get the throw in. Cantona is obviously unhappy. But, Rangers have made an excellent start to this match. They're goal apart. They're playing with confidence. Hateley's in there again, but the free kick awarded against him. A little nudge by Hateley there on Rocastle. Robin Strachan organising his teammates. So it's Chris White with a free kick for Leeds. Headed on there by Cantona. It's Ferguson for Rangers. The two Scots combining again. Strachan and McAllister. Dorigo comes in support. Blocked by Dale Gordon. And there's McCall. Getting a ball well clear to McCoist. And that's Rangers' throw. Ali McCoist getting through a power of work. And it's aimed at Hateley. He gets a little touch there by Newsom. This is McAllister. Good turn by McAllister. That's Gary Speed. McAllister again. Newcastle laying it off to Speed. This is better play by Leeds. Foul there by Stuart McCall on Gary Speed. The referee handling the match firmly. This is Strachan's free kick. Rangers under real pressure here. And eventually it goes behind. It was Fairclough who got the final touch. Richard Gough had to do some stunt defending there.
That was a little bit of a chance here for Chris Fairclough. Chris White up at the back post, beats David Robertson, the downward header. Chapman goes to volley with his right foot, doesn't really make contact, and that was more than half a chance for Chris Fairclough. If Rangers are going to eventually get through this tie tonight, a lot will depend on how the defenders cope with aerial combat, particularly with Chapman and White coming up for set pieces. It's a lovely little flighted free kick to the back post, and there's going to be a lot of them this evening. The downward header, Speed goes up, Chapman comes off Richard Gough, and then Chris Fairclough thankfully for Rangers, knocks it way over the crossbar.
Yeah, good little interception there initially by Richard Gough to cancel the danger of Gary Speed. So play underway again. Ian Ferguson needed a little bit of treatment, but he's back on his feet. And here he is coming to try and close down Dorigo, but without success. It's carried away by Robertson, only as far as McAllister. Clough sending in the cross, carried away by McPherson. Dorigo with McAllister running in support. McAllister's cross off Cantona. It goes behind for the goal kick. And again, Gary McAllister involved in the action. And Walter Smith must be delighted with the start his team have made to this match. It's coming up for 14 minutes. And Rangers leading by 1-0. Rangers throw. Well, just above that crowd in the background, a brand new stand being built. Just 24,000 here this evening because of reconstruction. Here come Rangers again. It's McPherson taking the return from Ferguson. Flipping it through, looking for Dale Gordon. So Leeds have the cover there. Nice little touch by Chris White to Dorigo. It's too high for Cantona. Robertson sending it forward. All the way there by Chris White. This is Rocastle. We hear that Hearts have lost a goal to Standard Liège. So 1-0 to Liège on the night and 2-0 in aggregate. Well, that's 15 minutes gone here at Elland Road, and Rangers leading 1-0, 3-1 in aggregate. Of course, 2 goals from Leeds United would take it to extra time. And of course, it could also go to penalties. A long, long way to go here. All kinds of permutations. But, Rangers cancelling out the away goal that Leeds managed at Ibrox. And here comes Gordon Strachan. Nice little turn there against Haitley, clipping it in, but Richard Gough reading it well and allowing the ball to drift behind for the goal kick. Well, Gordon Strachan, what an amazing player he is. He'll be 36 in February and still enjoying his football, but not so much tonight. And you can see the tension in his face. Perhaps the last chance for him to do something in the European Champions Cup. Good interception there by David Robertson, and he wins a free kick. A high boot there by Rocastle. So it's John Brown to take it. Rangers pushing plenty of players forward. It's headed away though by Gary Speed. Good positive header. Returned by John Brown. Person still forward, well, almost picking out Ali McCoist there. Well, Leeds are desperate to push forward, but they know by doing so they'll leave gaps at the back, just like that one. Here comes Robertson. It's headed away by Newsom. There's Dale Gordon racing in. And it's Fairclough clearing the danger. This is Cantona. Through for Strachan. Well intercepted there by David McPherson. Castle, cleared by Gough, played by Chris White. McAllister, and it's the head of Cantona. This is Strachan, but he gives it straight there to John Brown. Mark Haitley's first touch let him down there.
Disappointment there for Mark Haitley, because it's important for him and Ali McCoist when they do get the ball up front not to give possession away easy and give their midfielders and defenders who are under a fair bit of pressure a little bit of a breather.
So John Brown. Trent recovers well. Through for McCoist. Newsom goes to meet him. This is Stuart McCall. Newcastle closing him down. Good play by Rangers. McCoy's combining well there with McCall. It's Dale Gordon. And with Hitley threatening the corner kick conceded by Chris Fairclough.
Well, it's a situation that Leeds haven't defended well all season, the corner kick situation. We've seen at Ibrox that they flapped around a lot in these situations, and of course the John Luckage own goal. Surprisingly so, with so many big fellas in the back four.
Well, we've lost 23 goals in 14 league games, Leeds United. A dire record. There's Goffin there threatening the goalkeeper. And he takes it at the second attempt from the head of Ali McCoist. Rangers have lost just 11 goals in 14 games.
Yeah, good corner kick here, whips it in, gives Luckage a bit of a problem. Brave header there by Richard Goff. But no problem for Luckage in the end.
There's David Robertson getting the touch for Rangers. Hitley lays it off. This is McCoist, leaving it now to Dale Gordon. Dorigo got his foot to the ball. Persson beats speed in there. It's played to Gordon, Strachan. This is Dorigo. John Brown got his head to that one. Almost giving it away to Rocastle. And it goes behind for the goal kick. Leeds clearly unhappy there, but just a little bit of slackness in the Rangers defence, allowing David Rocastle a half chance. 14 England caps he's won.
Yeah, little Durante there, good defensive work, well back in his area there, and just got a little foot to it and it come off Rocastle's body and trundled out for a goal kick.
Of course, Rocastle played in the European Cup for Arsenal last season, so plenty of experience. So that's 20 minutes gone. The Rangers have the free kick and are leading Leeds United by 1-0 on the night. I also heard that Hearts have lost a goal to Standard Liège. They're losing by 1-0 this evening in Liège. McPherson stepping in for Rangers. Chris White gets the touch to Dorigo for Leeds United. Richard Goff caught there. He's under pressure now from Lee Chapman. And a good clearance by Andy Gorham. It's Rangers ball.
He's actually very good, Andy Gorham, in those situations with the pass back well. Doesn't flap at all. Keeps his concentration and always gets a good clearance.
When I spoke to him the other day, he said that his defenders do tend to give him the ball early, and that gives him a chance to do something with it. But he certainly looks very comfortable indeed. The referee indicating that it's a foul throw. And giving it the other way now to Leeds United. Although Rangers would love to hold on to this 1-0 lead in towards half-time. A lot of work still to be done. It's Dorigo sending in the cross. It's Cantona climbing for it. It's cleared by Durant. This is McCoist. John Newsom. And the ball comes off Hitley. And it's a throw to Leeds United. Rangers have failed to score in just one match this season. It was against Hibs at Easter Road. So they really do have a terrific scoring record tonight, being the 23rd game of the season. There's Gordon Strachan getting a little touch. Got away by Goff. Speed's in there for Leeds United. Dale Gordon gets a touch. Speed covering a lot of ground. A real clash there between Ferguson and McAllister, but play going on, both players still in the ground. Durant playing it through, looking for Hitley. Just fell behind him though. Well, McAllister's back on his feet, but Ferguson's still on the ground. The referee is really supposed to stop the game when there has been a head injury. Now that McCoist is on the ground, the free kick has been awarded to Rangers, and that will give a chance for some treatment.
Well, I think it's very important tonight that Rangers don't get injuries to players, because when you look at the substitutes bench, there's only really Aleksey any real experience. It really is a very inexperienced substitutes bench, so it's important that they keep their key players, particularly McCoist, and Ian Ferguson is down as well, playing throughout the 90 minutes.
This is the tackle on Ali McCoist. John Brown was in there with Cantona, and Cantona, you can see, catching McCoist late. The referee immediately awarding the free kick. Well, McCoist is back on his feet, but Ian Ferguson still receiving some treatment, and the referee wants him taken off. This isn't going to take much longer. But the referee really should have stopped the game immediately because of the clash of heads. And Aleksey Spirin, as I said earlier on, has been disciplined by the Russian FA. Apparently, he awarded a penalty against Moscow Dynamo, and it was clearly shown it was two Dynamo players who had fallen over one another. But in fairness to him, he's handled the match firmly and without any great fuss. Obviously, there'll be a fair bit of time added on to this first half. Ferguson will continue. This is his 18th consecutive start tonight. So here come Rangers again. Durant plays it to Brown. 25 minutes gone. And that's a goal kick, indicates the referee. Walter Smith going back down to the track side to join Archie Knox. So McCoist did well there. Aleksey Durant, and he wins the free kick. Back on his feet, but it was Rocastle who took him out of the play. So it's quickly taken through to Ali McCoist. Flush with him. Robertson's in there. The play goes on. The goalkeeper scrambling there. Well, certainly Cantona has posed a threat or two, Gordon, racing through the middle, but Rangers must be delighted with the way things have gone. And Ian Durant here just trying a rather cheeky one in towards the near post.
I'm not so sure whether he tried a cheeky one there or not. I think that was just maybe a poor cross, Jerry.
I was giving him a benefit of the doubt. And the offside flag goes up against Lee Chapman. Well, he's managed 11 goals in the last 20 games, and a player Rangers will obviously have to keep a close watch on. It's McPherson's header. Well, Leeds creating problems for themselves there. This is Dale Gordon. Chris White redeemed himself, having given the ball away previously, and he wins himself a free kick.
That was a good little situation there as well. Dale Gordon running at defender in the box, but he just overran the ball a little bit there, and then sort of lunged in a bit towards Chris White.
McPherson climbing above Chapman. The referee awarding the free kick. It's quickly taken by Strachan. Headed away by David Robertson. Gary McAllister's in there. It breaks out to Strachan. That high upward one, the goalkeeper commits himself, punches it away from the head of Cantona. This is Fairclough. Goes down by Ali McCoist and Ian Durant. John Newsom's well forward. The ball goes out for the throw-in.
That was a great bit of goalkeeping there by Andy Gorham. Very brave, came and launched himself at that one and got a great punch as well. He's going to be a key player tonight because without any question of an aerial bombardment from Leeds tonight.
That's one thing he's not lacking in Andy Gorham is courage. As the game goes on, Leeds will become more and more desperate, and that aerial threat will become even more apparent. But you can see already how often they float the high ball into the Rangers penalty area. And this time it looks as though it'll be the long throw. Pushing players forward again. Chris White had been up there to join Chapman. He'll just get it cleared up. It's David Robertson. This is Dorigo to McAllister. Off-field Gordon there, but breaks the Gordon Strachan. Stuart McCall full of running, forcing the goalkeeper to concede the throw-in. Stuart McCall, of course, who was brought up just a free kick from here, and was very much a Leeds United fan in his younger days. So this evening, he's out to destroy them. And here comes Ian Durrant. And the effort goes well wide of target.
Yeah, he tried the shot there for a very tight angle, and unfortunately, if he'd maybe pulled it back onto his right foot and tried to whip it across the box, there was a couple of Rangers players had moved forward into good situation.
Howard Wilkinson now taking some notes. May not come in useful at half-time. Here come Rangers again. This is Ferguson, laying it through to McCall. Robertson's running with him in support. McCall clips it through. This is McAllister for Leeds United. A slip there by Lee Chapman. Ferguson recovers well under threat from Strachan. There's Ellie McCoist. Gately. So that's half an hour gone here at Elland Road, and it's Leeds United 0, Rangers 1. Rangers leading 3-1 on aggregate, and it was Mark Gately after just 2.5 minutes who put Rangers ahead. It's David Robertson's clearance, and Newsom climbing above McCoist there to concede the throw-in. This capacity crowd has gone quiet in the meantime. And when you look at some of the opponents that could crop up in the Champions League, it is a mouth-watering prospect. Gothenburg are already through this evening, and so too are Marseille. Here comes Ali McCoist, he's onside, and Lukic spread himself well. That was brave goalkeeping. He had to be alert. Ali McCoist showing plenty of pace there.
Oh, it's a lovely little touch in being Durrant here. The outside of the foot, Ali times his run perfect. Ball just a little bit in front of him.
So we know that Marseille and Gothenburg are through. The likes of AC Milan, Club Brugge from Belgium, Barcelona, Porto from Portugal, and PSV Eindhoven all among the favourites to go through tonight. So the prize is indeed a great one. And at the moment, it's very much in Rangers' own hands. This is Gary McAllister to Dorigo. You know, there are some similarities between these ties and the great Leeds Celtic ties of 1970. Here's another threat from Leeds United. It's Cantona, and again terrific goalkeeping by Andy Gorham. Cantona so sharp, so quick, but Gorham was his match on that occasion.
Yeah, it was a great turning shot. Lovely little ball into Gordon Strachan here. Good chest control by Cantona. Good strike as well. I wonder what they're saying about our Scottish goalkeepers now. Great goalkeeping.
It's David Robertson conceding another corner kick. Gately back there inside his own 6-yard area. And Chris White has played into the near post. And that was Stuart McCall popping up on the line. Well, Rangers surviving two critical moments. First of all, the save from Gorham, and then McCall with a terrific clearance.
Yeah, very, very dangerous in these situations. Always looking for the little corner by Gordon into Chris White and the flick on, and a good goal line clearance there by little Stuart McCall.
So the Leeds United fan thwarting his the club he supported as a boy. A couple of dangerous moments there for Rangers. Well, before all of that, I was talking about the tie between Leeds and Celtic, where Celtic had come down here and scored an early goal to win 1-0, and of course it was a Scotsman, Billy Bremner, who struck up at Hampden to give Leeds first blood there, and it was 2-1 in Glasgow. So there are great similarities. Celtic went on to reach that European Cup final, and if Rangers get through tonight, well, who knows what awaits them. £20,000 a man to win this tie tonight. I'm sure the money's the last thing in their minds at the moment. And McCall doing some great work again. Gordon Strachan stepping in for Leeds United. This is Chris White, aimed at Chapman. It's cleared by Goff. This is Hateley climbing for it. Breaks to Ferguson. He's a bit unlucky there. McCall running into trouble that time in the shape of Rocastle. Cantona's onside. Well, the Leeds fans claiming that David Robertson used a hand there, but the referee immediately pointing out towards the corner flag.
Yeah, Stuart McCall will need to watch out in those situations. That was a very, very dangerous place. He gave the ball away there, and Rangers nearly paid the price.
Well, Strachan's corner. Goff climbs for it. There's Cantona. It's headed away by McPherson. Rocastle gets a little nudge to Gordon Strachan. Still the danger not cleared. Strachan going in the outside of McCoist. Getting in the cross. It's headed away by McCall. Rangers are living through dangerous times here. It's Gordon Strachan again. Twisting and turning. Again getting in a dangerous cross. Richard Goff's up there. Chapman lays it off. It's Gary Speed, but he hits his own player there, Cantona. Goff gets the touch again, but only as far as Strachan. A real siege going on around the Rangers penalty area. This is McAllister. Comes off Hateley. And now a chance for Rangers to counter-attack with just under 10 minutes of this first half left. And Rangers leading by 1-0 on the night. 3-1 in aggregate. That's Durant's cross. That's a great one. Well, what a terrific save by John Lukic from Ali McCoist. That really could have wrapped it all up.
Oh, it's a delightful crossfield ball here being Durant. Finds Ali McCoist unmarked at the back post. Ali meets it very sweetly, but a terrific save from John Lukic. That makes up for his blunder at Ibrox in the first leg.
Well, if that one had gone in, it would have tied it all up surely, but Lukic there doing extremely well. He's got a terrific record. He hasn't missed a match since 1987 in the league. Of course, he was at Arsenal for a spell, then came to Leeds United, 31 years of age. Here come Leeds again. There's Gary Speed. John Brown getting the nearest touch in. Now it's David McPherson. Certainly both sides making chances in this first half, but a free kick awarded against Ali McCoist there for his challenge on John Newsom. Both sides making chances, but so far Rangers who have taken one of them. So Leeds know exactly what they have to do here. They need 2 goals to take this tie to extra time. Richard Goff has blood coming from his right eye, and he will have to leave the field under FIFA instructions.
We certainly don't want Richard Goff to be leaving the field just as Leeds United and Tony Dorigo is going to fire a free kick into the penalty box, but rules are rules, and it looks like he's letting them play on.
Well, he was insisting he left the field. He's arguing with Gordon Strachan, the referee. But this will have to be done quickly. As you say, it's a set piece here, and they'll need Goff's height.
Oh well, looks as if he's got a good corner man there, Jerry.
So Walter Smith will be with things so far, but he's long enough in the tooth to know how quickly this type of tie can turn around High ball played in by Dorigo. Scooped away by Ali McCoist. Leeds continuing to pump high balls into the Rangers penalty area. Of course, with the height of Goff and McPherson and Brown in there, Rangers should be equipped to deal with it. Hateley's back helping as well. That was Goff getting his head to the ball. This is Dorigo. Everyone except Lukic inside the Rangers half. Goff climbs for it again. High one from Gary Speed. Missed by McPherson. Here's Cantona. And it was Dale Gordon who provided the cover. Well, Richard Cuff raging there with David McPherson. The tension showing among the Rangers defenders. So again, an anxious moment for Andy Gorham and his defence. It's left now to Rocastle. Does well there. Ali McCoist back helping in defence. He gets a second attempt at it, but there was certainly a bit of a mix-up there. This is Gary McAllister. Ferguson trying to shut him down. Plays it to Strachan. Flipped in again. It's David Robertson for Rangers. Good play by Ferguson to Gordon. Ian Durrant sprinting forward and plenty of space here. Rangers pouring men forward now. Hateley's coming with a late run. McCoy's in there through the middle. This is Gordon Strachan. Bring it through for Chapman. Off's in there. Stumbles also to this Chapman. Now certainly showing. This now is Gary Speed to Dorigo. Another high dangerous cross. It's hooked away by John Brown. So just 5 minutes of this first half left. Here come Leeds again. It's Fairclough that was in there, and John Brown hurt himself as he made the challenge. Still Rangers leading by a 0-0 on the night. And the hold out now till half-time. Good play by Dorigo. Cantona's in there in the far post, and David Robertson it was who got in the header to concede the corner kick. Rangers having to soak up a lot of pressure now from these set pieces. Elland Road crowd getting right behind the team. As Strachan hits a corner kick, it's Hateley back helping in defence. Goes out to Strachan again, into the near post. It was McCall who got his head to the ball, and eventually it goes behind for the goal kick.
Well, talk about being under pressure. I mean, the Rangers back four have been under tremendous pressure in this first half, and you just wonder if when Leeds are going to score a goal, because there have been so much good quality crosses into the box, but at the same time there's been some great blocks and great defending, great headers by the Rangers players.
And of course Rangers breaking forward effectively at times, as we saw when Ian Durrant found Ali McCoist. Here come Leeds again. They'll be desperate to get something back before half-time. This is Dorigo hitting the early cross. A slip there by Goff, but John Brown stepped in. It's Dale Gordon clearing to Hateley. It's laid off now to Durrant, who's closed down by Fairclough. This is Robertson to Hateley. Leeds closing their opponents down quickly. This is Newsom. Bit of a stumble there. And he gives it away to Robertson. Durrant getting the touch to Hateley. Trying to find Ali McCoy. This is Gordon Strachan, midway inside his own half. Good play by Strachan. Inspiring his team. We'll need more of this from him. It's Cantona laying it off. Leeds turning on a bit of style. A great play by Cantona. Another marvellous save by Andy Gorham. That's 3 times at least in this first half that the Rangers and Scotland goalkeeper has responded magnificently. Cantona, though, a marvellous player. He found a bit of space for himself there. Leeds playing with a lot of drive and a lot of style. Just under 3 minutes of this first half left, and good handling again by Gorham. Well, we said at the start of the game he was going to be a key player. I mean, great build-up initially from Gordon Strachan,
Just waltzes round John Brown there. Great effort. What a terrific save by Andy Gore. As I was saying, Jerry, we mentioned at the start of the programme he'd be a key player that's turning out that way.
So just under 2 minutes now left in this first half. Rangers leading by 1-0. Rigo sending it in. It's headed down by John Brown. This is Ferguson. McCall giving it away. It's the second time McCall's done that. He did have a good early period in the game, but he really will have to just calm down. Here's John Brown now breaking out of defence. Ali McCoist. And Brown happy to let the ball run out for the throw-in to Rangers. So they just want to keep it calm now for another minute or so. There will be some time added on, I would imagine, with a couple of stoppages. There's Robertson. Doing some good running. Getting in the cross. And it was Chris White heading it over his own crossbar. So we're inside the final minute of the first half.
Rangers have been under tremendous pressure at times in the first half, Jerry. They've been dangerous in the break as well and get some good crosses into the box. And this is a situation Leeds haven't defended well, as we said. Offson there, Lukic gets a fist to it. Ferguson knocking it back in, but straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. He's trying to pick out Cantona, but the ball goes out for the throw-in to Rangers. And just 15 seconds left on my stopwatch. So Rangers looking for the haven of the dressing room. So we're now into injury time to be added on by referee Aleksey Spirin. There was a stoppage. Referee Ferguson was hurt, and a minor one for Richard Goff also. Here come Leeds. Strachan laying it off to Dorigo. Good play there by Dale Gordon, who blocked across. Strachan in the thick of it again. Again it's Dorigo. It's time for the far post. Headed away there by David Robertson. Picked up now by Durant. This is Ferguson. McCall runs in support. McCoist is wide left. This is McCoist. Durant. His first touch letting him down there, but Rangers have it through McPherson. It's aimed at the head of Hateley, but the offside flag had gone up. So that's a minute of injury time played in this first half.
I thought the first 45 minutes at Ibrox, Jerry, in the first leg would have taken a bit of beating, but this has just been absolutely wonderful and breathtaking stuff. Very exciting.
And great news for Scotland. And welcome back to Elland Road, where the second half has just got underway. So Leeds United have 45 minutes to score 2 goals and take this match to extra time. No changes in either lineup. And Mark Hateley certainly making up for that late miss in the first leg at Ibrox, scoring the only goal of the game so far tonight. And we hear Hearts have gone out of Europe tonight, 2-0 in aggregate. So a long journey home for Joe Jordan and his men out of the UEFA Cup. So Rangers are the standard bearers. Can they get through these 45 minutes? There's Gordon Strachan. Andy Gordon was at full stretch there. A terrific effort from Gordon Strachan. Just past the keeper's right-hand post.
Yeah, a long throw in here for Rocastle, and this one just falls nicely here for Gordon Strachan. Touchdown by Gary McAllister, gets over the ball, really good strike. But thankfully that's for Andy Gordon and Rangers just past the post.
This is Ali McCoist getting a touch. That's Ian Durant. McCall. Newsom's in there ahead of Robertson. The free kick ball ordered against the Rangers fullback. David Robertson, the only ever present in the Rangers team. His 23rd consecutive match tonight. Only 76 appearances for Rangers since moving from Aberdeen. There's Richard Gough getting in just ahead of Cantona. Another slack clearance by David McPherson. Running again by Gordon Strachan, but Dale Gordon doing some defensive work there. That breaks out to Dorigo. Richard Gough finding that an awkward one, and it spins off him and goes behind for the corner kick. So Leeds making an early impression in the second half. Gough taking up station on the near post as Strachan floats it in, punched away by Gorham. McCoist is fouled there by Gary McAllister, the Leeds skipper.
I think if Leeds apply the same amount of pressure as they did in the first half, you've got to think that they'll score a goal, but at the same time Rangers have looked very dangerous in the counter-attack.
A long ball from McPherson. Hateley's in there again, and it's Newsom who just nipped it away from him. Well, a real chance for Hateley. It almost broke for him, and John Newsom had to react quickly. Hateley almost making a sensational start to this second half as well. He's in there again. Ball comes off Newsom though, and goes behind for the corner to Rangers. And Richard Gough moves forward. John Brown stays at the back with David Robertson. And Gough and McPherson there going into the 6-yard area. Hateley will carry menace here. It's played in actual fact to John Brown. And another corner to Rangers. Well, a hush goes round Elland Road. John Brown there thinking, well, he might have done just a bit better with that one, but he's got the corner kick. Aleksey and Durant up to the far side to take it. Dale Gordon and some instructions to his teammates. Durant's corner. This is Ferguson. Well, not bad effort from Ian Ferguson. Cleanly handled by John Lukic. Finds Cantona, who's struggling a bit with that one. This is Dale Gordon with Fairclough in attention. Well, Leeds looking not too happy defensively. And the ball was out for the throw to Rangers. Well, some nerve showing there in the Leeds play. The North lose another one here. It's Curtains. Heading for Hateley. Ball's in there, but straight into the hands of John Lukic. Shape the call. There's never been on a winning side here at Elland Road to all his days with Everton. So perhaps he's going to change that this evening. John Brown getting the touch for Rangers. Gough and Newsom combining. They went for Chapman. It's off Richard Gough's head, which allows Andy Gorham to pick it up. And Richard Gough doing some excellent defending tonight at the heart of that Rangers defence. Andy Gorham very much the star of the first half. So just over 50 minutes gone now. Still Rangers leading by 1-0 on the night, 3-1 in aggregate. Hateley climbs for it. This is Dorigo. Powerful running by the Leeds fullback. Still he's charging forward. And a good tackle there by Richard Gough. It goes behind for the goal kick to Rangers.
Yeah, it was a great tackle by Richard Gough, and I think if Rangers are going to get through this tie, players are going to have to show tremendous character, and there's nobody got any more of that than Richard Gough.
Tony Dorigo there, who joined Leeds last year for £1.3 million. He spells at Aston Villa and Chelsea. Ball losing out there to McAllister. It's Cantona Chapman's in the middle. Goff gets the vital touch for Rangers. It's still not properly clear though. That was Ferguson, got a little touch to Durant. Now it's McCall. And he's trying to pick out Hateley. The ball goes out for the throw-in to Leeds United. But, Cantona was looking so dangerous, so quick, and he gets possession. John Brown seemed to be a little bit of a nudge there from Brown. He gets away with it though. And the ball goes out for the throw to Leeds. Well, again, the crowd getting behind them. This is Chris White for Leeds. Another high one forward, headed on by Cantona to Chapman. John Brown racing back there. Brown does well under a lot of pressure. Brown again. Chris White gets the touch for Leeds United. Hateley's in there. Going to Leeds United. And a slip there by Richard Goff. This is Cantona. He gets away from John Brown. Oh, another magnificent stop by Andy Gorham. Oh, a slip there from Richard Goff, and Cantona also got away from Brown. And again Andy Gorham to Rangers rescue. What a match he's had. Durant failing to control that one. It's Chris Fairclough stepping in. Gives it to Rocastle. This is Gary Speed. Dorigo's breaking in the left. This is Tony Dorigo. A good cross into the middle. An awkward one for Andy Gorham. He takes no chance there with Lee Chapman coming in. And you can see Gorham sporting a black eye, which he picked up in the weekend league match.
Yeah, great play by Cantona. This is terrific stuff. Just waltzes past John Brown as if he's not there, but straight at Andy Gorham with a powerful shot.
Strachan's corner. And well handled again by the Rangers goalkeeper. Chapman involved in a bit of a tangle there. Richard Goff's in trouble. This was the corner kick coming in, and you can see Goff took a bit of a blow there, and the Rangers skipper will need some treatment.
They're a bit worried about this one. There's a clash of heads here with Chapman, and Richard Goff down injured, and he's certainly one player that can up on his feet.
He's already suffered a gash just above his eye in the first half, and another knock to the head. And again, Leeds causing Rangers all kinds of problems in the early stages of this second half.
Yeah, it's a great little corner kicks they work, you know, with Strachan and just dinking it into the near post for Chris White or Chapman to flick on, and it's caused a lot of problems, but there's nobody dealt with the whole situation better than Andy Gorham. It really has been quite magnificent in the first half, and started off great in the second half as well.
So Richard Goff, happily for Rangers, getting back to his feet. Andy Gorham looking a cool customer there. So that's 55 minutes played, and of course there will be injury time, but Richard Goff looking none the worse, and as Gordon was saying, Rangers will need him for the entire match tonight. An inspirational figure.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be a very long second half for Rangers.
So the match will restart with the throw. McCoist took a knock to his face there. Still play going on. The ball's headed away by Richard Goff, only as far as Rocastle. This is Fairclough running in support. Headed down there by Ian Ferguson. It's cleared by McCall. This is Newsom. Good defending there, allowing the goalkeeper to pick up the ball. Now it's Dorigo. There by McPherson. The referee awards a free kick. And Gary Speed catching Ian Ferguson, and Speed clearly unhappy with the decision. Two elbows flying about. McCoist took a similar knock just a few moments ago. So McPherson takes the free kick, sent into space for McCoist to chase. Free kick awarded. Little nudge there by McCoist on White. Gary Speed winning it. It's returned by Stuart McCall. Again, it's Newsom back to his goalkeeper. Chapman getting the touch there. It's cut out by McPherson. This is Gary Speed again from Leeds United. Goes beyond Lee Chapman for the throw to Rangers. Just a little bit of a lull in the game at the moment, which they welcomed by Rangers and their supporters. A few who are dotted about this ground. So they play the high one forward again. Goff climbing for it. He concedes the free kick. Again, Goff's indicating he took a knock to the face, but the referee awards the free kick to Leeds United. You feel if Leeds are going to get something, it'll come from one of these set pieces. Again, good defending. This is McCoist. Will get through for Durant. Look at Gordon Strachan there, breaking up that ground, and he wins the ball for Leeds United. Get a free kick, which is quickly taken. Same through at Cantona, headed away by Brown. Arrigo puts it forward, looking for Chapman, but Goff steps in to concede the throw-in. So Leeds pushing everyone forward here. Rangers will be hoping to hit them on the break. John Brown wins it against Cantona. Nicely left there by Haitley, and here's the break on. It's Ian Durant through to Haitley. McCoist on the far side. Gary Speed is racing back to provide the cover. Here's Ali McCoist. Oh, he's done it! Ali McCoist from Rangers. 58 minutes gone. 58 minutes gone, and surely Ali McCoist wraps it all up. Ali McCoist scores his 29th goal of the season, and the most vital of his career. Look at his face there.
Now it's a goal of real quality. Ian Durant just slides it in here to Haitley. He runs onto the ball, looks up. Ali McCoist in acres of space at the back post, but a terrific cross by Mark Haitley. Maybe Lucas should have came for it. Ali McCoist did. Stuck it in the back of the net. Now Leeds have mounted to Clinton. It was a magnificently worked goal. Great cross, great header.
So Leeds United 0, Rangers 2. And it's now 4-1 on aggregate to Rangers. Well, I said just seconds before it happened they would be trying to catch him in the break. John Brown won the ball so well. Here come Leeds. It was Brown who won it deep in his own half, and then the gaps had opened up. Again, Rangers will just want to calm things down here. Leeds having to push more and more players forward, and the holes appearing at the back. There's a header going in there from Lee Chapman, but again cleanly handled by Andy Gorham. Well, when Rangers won the Skull League Cup the week past Sunday, it was an 86th major trophy, 42 championships, 25 Scottish Cups, 18 League Cups, plus the European Cup Winners' Cup back in 1972. But this will rank with their greatest nights. There's no doubt about that. So just over 60 minutes played now. Here come Rangers again. It's a good challenge there by Newcastle. Off there by Chapman. Nice little touch to McAllister. Strachan's breaking. McPherson read it well. David McPherson for Rangers. Strachan keeps the ball in play to Dorigo. There by Durant. It's Dale Gordon. You can see Steve Hodge warming up just below us for Leeds United. We'll have to try something different here. This is Cantona. Well, Leeds needing some inspiration here. McAllister playing it to Rocastle. It's a second bite at it. Header from Ian Durant, and it's Ferguson. He's caught there by the pass back rule. He reacts well. Gets it to Robertson, who's got the pace play, but the flag had gone up, and a throw-in awarded to Leeds United. Gately does well there. Now it's McCall to McCoist. Gately. The offside flag is up though against Ian Durant. Well, we hear that Liverpool have gone out of the European Cup Winners' Cup. They lost 2-0 at home tonight, an aggregate of 6-2. And Sheffield Wednesday have gone out of the UEFA Cup. So Rangers look as though they'll be the last British team in Europe. And well, Rocastle goes off. Fairclough has left the field as well. So Hodge comes on along with Rod Wallace. Wilkinson throwing on the two substitutes. Here come Leeds. Gorham commits himself. Cantona's in there. It's Dale Gordon clearing for Rangers. Rigo firing in the cross. Comes off Cantona's head. This is Wallace. A dangerous one there, but headed away by Richard Goff. Way through now for Steve Hodge. This is Strachan. Getting in the cross. Well, Chapman appeared to have found some space, but the ball drifted away from him and behind for the goal kick.
Well, I think people were making a great fuss about what Cantona and Lee Chapman were going to do to the Rangers defence here tonight, but it's what Hateley and McCoist have done to the English champions defence. Two great goals, and this could go down as one of their most famous victories.
So the Elland Road crowd stunned into silence, but still Leeds back away. Cantona inside the penalty area, but John Brown standing for him. So he gets it away. McAllister. You see the way the Rangers players are covering for one another. It was McCall who came in to help John Brown, who again has shown tremendous commitment tonight. So the long throw here. Gary Speed. In it, Chapman. Comes off Goff, a chance on here perhaps for Wallace. Oh, another terrific save by Andy Gorham. He pushes the ball onto the post. Well, the substitute there got in the shot, and Gorham is in incredible form. Well, a high challenge here by Dale Gordon and Chris White. Here's Gordon Strachan, still showing a lot of spirit. McAllister getting in the cross. It's Dale Gordon sending it clear.
Well, I think Leeds can forget it, because Andy Gorham here has just been an absolute inspiration tonight. A long throw in comes off the top of Richard Goff's head, just wriggles, finds a little bit of space. What about that for a save? What a night he's having.
That's at least 4 terrific saves. And 65 minutes gone now. Rangers leading by 2-0 on the night and 4-1 in aggregate. Here come Leeds again through Hodge and substitutes. Taking on Dale Gordon, getting in the cross, and it's Ian Durant this time who provides the cover. It was Rod Wallace who was coming in just behind him. And Durant takes up station at the back post. And Chris White moving forward, always carries a threat at these set pieces. Chapman's in there, and that time it was Stuart McCall heading over his own crossbar.
Well, he's had a lot of very important defensive headers, Stuart McCall, for such a little fella. Great little battler.
And Gordon Strachan going over there, still earning applause from the Leeds fans. He really has battled hard for them tonight. Played into that near post. Again, it's Gorham getting his fist to it. It's hooked away by Ali McCoist. Rangers on the verge of a result that is so important in terms of prestige, but also the type of money they will make from the Champions League. Really allow them to start competing with some of the bigger clubs in Europe and the transfer market. After years of disappointment in Europe, it looks as though they're about to make it. But this Leeds team are known to battle in every game, and they'll do that again tonight. So the Rangers defensive ball lining up there. McAllister's over the ball, and he can certainly crack them. But that one goes high and wide of target and behind for the goal kick. And you can see the disappointment on the face of the Leeds skipper, a man who has been linked with Rangers in the past.
What a goal here. This is the goal that will seal and take Rangers through into the next round. Hateley McCoist.
It was superb play by Hateley, because a nice little dummy in the midfield area, and then he ran on.
Yeah, and Durant slipped Hateley in a lovely ball, and they've worked tremendously hard and they deserve their goals.
There's a Gary Speed for Leeds United. And Brown gets a break of it there against Cantona. Hall plays it to Durant. Well, you could detect a certain edge about the Rangers players in the last few days. They knew they were coming here to try and achieve an important result for the club, but they knew also they were carrying the banner for Scotland. And there is always so much pride on these occasions. Only 5 times in 22 previous ties have the Scottish clubs gone through against the English. Cantona getting the better of Brown now. Rangers standing for him. It's Dale Gordon sending it clear. Breaks to Robertson. Literally telling McCoist, well, the offside flag is up. There wasn't an awful lot in that, because Chris White was in the middle. But the flag went up on the far side. So Walter Smith there with Archie Knox. The management team they've proved to be for Rangers, winning all of the trophies available in Scotland. And now heading for a famous result in the European Champions Cup. Still though, Leeds anxious to get on with things. And of course they'll remember what they did to Stuttgart here, but they're finding Rangers a different kettle of fish. Here's Strachan again. Another good cross. Dale Gordon provides a cover on this occasion. Been terrific defending by the midfielders in actual fact, the likes of McCall and Gordon. And it all breaks down again for Gary McAllister.
Yeah.
We hear that Bruges are in the Champions League of Belgium. Club Bruges, they've qualified on away goals tonight. They beat Austria Vienna. So that's Club Bruges, Gothenburg and Marseille are all through so far in the Champions Cup. And as things stand, Rangers are the last standard bearers for Britain. Of course, the draw for the Champions League, as it's now known, takes place in Switzerland on Friday. So we see that Aleksey Mikhailichenko is preparing to come on just below us. And of course, if he can turn on some of the magic that he turned on last Saturday at Ibrox, it really could be the crowning glory. It's Gordon Strachan again. The man never knows when he's beaten. He's battling away there. This is Speed. Wallace is signalling for it on the far side. Brown's up there, just in ahead of Cantona. Rod Wallace gets the touch. Breaks out though to Ian Durant. Durant just calming things down. Good play by Ian Ferguson. This is Dale Gordon. Just getting players forward. It's Durant. He's got McPherson wide to the right. McCoist in the middle. Hateley's lurking in the far side. 70 minutes played, but the ball drifting just beyond Hateley. And that's out of play, surely. The flag is up rather late, but just below us now, Aleksey Mikhailichenko is preparing to come on. The Ukrainian international player. The referee though hasn't quite spotted the attention.
Although I think Walter Smith, his decision's been justified tonight with Dale Gordon. He's worked tremendously hard, more in a defensive role than the attacking role that he likes, but at the same time, I think a lot of people thought that maybe Mikhailichenko would get the nod in front of Dale Gordon, but that hasn't been the case. And tactically, Walter Smith has played this match perfectly.
So Dale Gordon is the man leaving the field. He's put in a power of work this evening. So the former Norwich player goes off. And Aleksey Mikhailichenko comes into the fray. they're conceding the free kick. Again, the crowd has gone very quiet indeed. There's Aleksey 29 years of age. He's got 2 goals so far this season. He started just 8 games before tonight. And come Leeds again, and they got him, handles it well under pressure. The Rangers goalkeeper taking a knock. And the referee is awarding him the free kick.
Yeah, just another little ball into the back post. There's been said about Andy Goram's height, and it might be a fault, but he's dealt with cross balls magnificently, and that's a bit of a myth.
The man who's won 25 caps for his country. The next one will be coming up, obviously, against the Italians in the World Cup tie at Ibrox. Gary McAllister for Leeds, playing it to Dorigo. It's cleared by Goff. Chapman stumbled at the vital moment. John Newsom plays it forward. It's watched carefully all the way by David McPherson. Rangers will just want to keep things calm now. We hear also that PSV Eindhoven have also qualified for the Champions League. 3-0 winners tonight against AEK Athens. Here's Ali McCoist, and he's held back there by Newsom.
Well, Jerry, that's got to be a sending off,
well,
surely.
You'd imagine so. There was a chasing defender, but the referee is going over here. It's a yellow card. Well, he's quite fortunate there that Chris White was chasing through as well. But again, it's down to the interpretation of the referee, but Newsom living dangerously there.
Well, the ball played in, he misjudges the bounce, but the referee, well, he's decided that Chris White was going to reach the ball and that he wasn't last man, but pretty close to me.
So that was Mikhailichenko's pass, looking for Robertson, but it drifts out of play. And we're still waiting for Mikhailichenko to weave a little bit of magic. It's not easy to come into a game like this at this stage, mind you. Here's Cantona now. This is Wallace. McAllister. Dorigo. Put into Rod Wallace, but that kind of sums up Leeds United now. They have lost their way. And the ball drifts behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, I don't think this is really Rod Wallace's strength. Nice little ball, and I think the Leeds United will be looking for Chapman to get in those positions where he's most dangerous. But really, it's been defensively, Rangers have been played with tremendous determination and bravery, and of course an inspired goalkeeper behind them.
So there are just under 15 minutes left here at Elland Road. So Leeds United 0, Rangers 2 on the night. The Rangers leading 4-1 on aggregate. We hear also now that AC Milan have gone through to the Champions League. 5-0 aggregate over Slovan Bratislava. 5-0 tonight to the Milan club. And they will obviously be favourites again. Marseille were the #1 seeds because of course Milan were banned for a year from Europe, but with that wonderful side they will be favourites again to lift the Champions Cup. But it really, when you look at these names, Gordon, what an incentive it's been for Rangers.
Yeah, it's a mouth-watering prospect to think that Rangers could be playing against the likes of Bullet and Van Basten, Papan and the San Siro Stadium. Marseille, Eindhoven, great names, big clubs. And Rangers are almost certainly going to join them.
So it would take the most amazing collapse now. Rangers with 2 away goals. Again, Gordon Strachan battling away here. Leeds playing for their pride. And it's a goal kick. Oh, Strachan is furious, but the referee was right up with the play. You can see what a competitor Gordon Strachan is. Despite the fact his team have all but gone, he's still battling away here.
Yeah, and I think, in fairness, Dave McPherson there that put the tackle in Gordon Strachan, playing in his unaccustomed right back role has been quite magnificent tonight as well, and his form's been excellent in the last few weeks, and I'm quite sure that the Rangers supporters are realising now what a good signing he was for the club.
It was obviously going to be difficult for him to settle in, and of course to be asked to play in a different role. You're quite right. So this is Ian Ferguson flipping it forward for Haitley. If they're losing out though to Newsom. Well read by Richard Gough. He nips in the head of Cantona. Now it's Ian Ferguson. We saw Lukic a bit off his line there, decided to try and chip him.
Yeah, but Lukic is about 7'2". It need to be some chip.
Wallace in there battling for it, but John Brown got the touch for Rangers. Now it's McCall. Another break on here for Rangers. They're getting plenty of players forward. McCall was trying to find Haitley. Leeds have got plenty back in defence now. And it's given away. Well, McCall has done some sterling defensive work tonight, and I don't want to be critical of him, but if there's been one flaw in his play, he's tended to give the ball away. I'm not quite sure he'll admit that himself, but there's Haitley just straying into an offside position.
Yeah, I think all the good things Stuart McCall has done in this evening's game has more than made up for the, as you rightly say, Jerry, the 2 or 3 times he has lost possession in the middle of the park.
So Lukic sends a high one forward. Persson gets a touch. Strachan's in there. Oh, rather kindly for McPherson there. Now it's Durant running into trouble in the shape of Dorigo. This is Strachan again. Great header though by Richard Gough. Here comes Speed. Gary Speed shot going wide off target, the Welsh international player there.
Yeah, he's a player that's been a big disappointment for me tonight. And the first leg at Ibrox, I thought he looked a really exciting player, but really he hasn't been in the game a great deal this evening. It's his senior partner Gordon Strachan that's been trying to get the Leeds midfield ticking.
Haitley challenging for it. Newsom wins it. Persson makes a good interception there. Now it's Durant. It's McCoy, but White climbs above him. Breaks to McCall. Through now for Mikhailichenko. Chance on here for Rangers. Haitley's in the middle. Climbing for it, losing out to Cantona. This is Chapman. Cantona again. Pulling it through for Wallace, but overhitting it there, and it's a throw to Rangers.
It really will be an astonishing result, Jerry, when you think that Leeds in the Premier League in England have not been beat at home for 19 months. To come here and get a 2-0 victory, if that's the way the game finishes, really something special.
This is John Brown. Moving forward. Rangers just sit tight now. Let Leeds do the work and put them on the break as they've been doing effectively. John Brown with a long one forward for McCoy to chase. So 10 minutes left here at Elland Road. It's Leeds United 0, Rangers 2. Rangers 4-1 ahead on aggregate. Played out now to Aleksey Mikhailichenko. Run here and finish off the evening. Nope. Breaks to Ian Durant. This is McCall. Durant again. McCoist. People who said that Ali McCoist can only score in the Premier Division are having to eat their words. Of course, he scored for Scotland and Switzerland earlier this season. He scored at Ibrox in the first leg against Leeds, and he's done it again tonight, and proving he is a striker of the highest quality, and it makes up a bit of a disappointment in Sweden last summer, but in fairness to him again, he didn't have many chances then. So I think he's proved conclusively that he can be ranked among the very best. This is Ian Durant now laying it off to Ferguson, out to Mikhailichenko, who's onside. Haitley racing through the middle. John Brown still running forward. It's Brown! Well handled by Lukic. Terrific run forward there by John Brown.
Yeah, John Brown's obviously not happy with 2-0. He wants to get really rub it in.
Mikhailichenko attempting to make a challenge there, not much Wallace. Headed away by McPherson. There's Aleksey again. Durant. He's knocking it about with plenty of confidence. There's a real hush around what is usually an intimidating stadium. And here's Rod Wallace for Leeds United. He's trying to find Cantona. Brings to Chapman. This is McAllister. To Dorigo. John Brown's in there again, showing his defensive qualities. It's returned by McAllister. It's swept away by Goff. The offside flag had been up though, and it's a free kick to Rangers.
Yeah, Ian Durant, I think, is probably at the centre of every Rangers attacking move tonight. He's just a special player. He really has played magnificent. Of course, Ali McCoist up front alongside Mark Haley have worked tremendously hard. But Ian Durant now is just remarkable comeback for that terrible injury, and arguably the best midfield player in the field tonight.
We hear that the European Cup holders Barcelona have gone out of the tournament. To SKA Moscow have beaten them, so that's the shock of the evening. 4-2 in aggregate. Barcelona, the holders, are out of the European Champions Cup. 4-2 in aggregate. A real shock there. Come Leeds again. Hodge trying to play it through. This is Gary Speed. Rigo. Going outside of McPherson, but they're all dipping behind for the goal kick to Rangers.
Full credit to Leeds United. They've kept battling away, but obviously the game is lost. They're out of the European Cup, but full credit to Howard Wilkinson for what he's achieved here at Elland Road over the last few years. Because really Leeds United were in the doldrums 4 or 5 years ago, and Howard Wilkinson's worked miracles here.
So AC Milan are through, Club Brugge from Belgium are through, Gothenburg have qualified, so too have Marseille and PSV Eindhoven. But Barcelona are out of the Champions Cup. Rangers will be the last British side in Europe after all of the disappointments of last night and tonight. Liverpool crashing out. So Rangers moving into some very elite company. And here they come again, it's McCall, but just a bit over elaborate. And they'll not be too worried at this late stage in the game. He really has got through a power of work. Shot there of the Rangers defence. Goff and Brown have been magnificent and backed up by David Robertson and David McPherson.
Yeah, David Robertson's height's been important tonight when they've been slinging crosses over to the back post. He's a player that's very strong and powerful in the air, and that's been an important factor in stopping Leeds scoring.
So there are 5 minutes left. Here's Cantona, and Leeds United pull one back. 85 minutes gone. Cantona makes it Leeds United 1, Rangers 2. Well, Andy Gorham was quite disgusted. I think he got a touch to it, but you've got to feel sorry for the goalkeeper. I
don't think we can begrudge Cantona a goal tonight, because Andy Gorham stopped him time after time, and he drilled that one.
Took a little deflection off Richard Goff here, I think, which probably didn't help Gorham's cause. Got a hand to it, but Leeds United battling here for the pride. Gary Speed winning the free kick after Aleksey's challenge. It's quickly taken. A touch there by Wallace. This is Hodge. Comes off Richard Goff. Claims from the Leeds fans for a penalty kick there, but the referee right up at the play waves. Play on, and the offside flag is up now against the Rangers strikers. So just under 4 minutes left, plus of course any injury time to be added on. As White sends a long one forward, it's headed on there by Hodge. Here's Wallace. Oh, another terrific save there by Andy Gorham. Well, he's raging with his defence. What a game he's had. And the one shot that's beaten him took a slight deflection. There's Cantona again. Full credit to Leeds. Gorham sends it clear as far as Dorigo. Dorigo shoved off the ball there by Ian Ferguson. Well, this is bad news for Rangers. So unnecessary, because Ian Ferguson already has a booking against his name in the Champions Cup, and that means he will miss the next game for Rangers. Well, that's rather unfortunate for Ian Ferguson, who's played so well tonight. That rules him out of the next match. So just under 3 minutes left. Leeds United 1, Rangers 2 on the night. Rangers leading 4-2 in aggregate. Gordon Strachan who takes it, as Andy Gorham touches it over for the corner kick.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad little free kick by Gordon Strachan there, but I think it was going to take something a bit more special than that to beat Andy Gorham.
Strachan delivers a corner, it's headed away by Aleksey. Boyce does well. This is Haitley. Ferguson's racing through the middle there. Drifts further out to the right now. Durant's running in support, but a slip there by Ferguson. They through now to Hodge. This is McCall to Haitley. Well, Haitley, the real blaster. He's claiming the corner kick, but the referee saying it's a goal kick to Leeds United.
Yeah, terrific strike here by Mark Haitley, but Aleksey here's on the edge of the box, just out of the picture, but looking for the cutback, but Matt Haitley decides to have a blast. And who can blame him after he's goal in the second minute of the game?
Strachan got nothing there, flicks back to Cantona. This is Dorigo. Strachan feeding it through. Gary Speed. Andy Gorham again. This is one video he'll want to respin a few times. So we're inside the final minute here at Elland Road. This is Aleksey. Call for Rangers. The final seconds ticking away. And one of the great nights in Rangers history.
Yeah, it's a great night for Scottish football and a great night for Rangers, because they've thoroughly deserved their victory here tonight. Defensively, they've been quite magnificent, as we've said time and time again. And Andy Gorham just about to kick this one out. Well, I doubt he's ever had a finer game.
This is Dorigo. Let's take a lot of credit for their attitude tonight. They've made so many chances. The lost goals at killer times in the match. There's Strachan floating one in now. Gorham again committing himself. Breaks out to Cantona. This is Hodge trying to lay it off to McAllister. This is Rod Wallace. Switch of feet there. John Brown gets the touch for Rangers through to Haitley. The referee there, you can see just looking out towards his linesman. Rangers happy to keep possession. McCoy's playing it to McCall. This is Durant. Elland Road has gone very quiet indeed. And the Scottish champions on the verge of a great victory. The offside flag is up there against Willie McCoist. And the free kick is taken to Gordon Strachan. Challenge going in there from McCall. There goes the final whistle. Leeds United 1, Rangers 2. Rangers go into the Champions League. A great night in the history of Rangers.